which is one of my favorite rides of all time. But today I have a twist, kind of. I'm showing you guys how to make them on headbands as well as on a hat. And they're a little bit different, so they're really cute. Like if you're going as a couple or sister and brother or just friends or whatever, it is a really fun way to do a girl version and a boy version. Or if you're a girl and you want to wear a hat because you want to keep the sun out of your face or whatever, or it's just more comfortable for you to wear a hat, then make the hat. So if you guys do this, make sure you guys tag me on Instagram so I can see, because I love seeing your guys' stuff. And these turned out so incredibly cute. So major props to my friends who came over to create these for their own trips to Disneyland. And I stole them so I could do this intro. And I hope you guys really enjoy them. I am obsessed with how we decided to sew the outside with the, what is that called? Leather. So let's get started on these, and I hope you guys enjoy them. And let's go. Alright, so here are all the doodads that I used for the hat. I used black and red velvet, and I got all of this stuff at Hobby Lobby, and I also picked up some leather because I was going to use that for both the girl and the boys. The difference between the girl and the boys hat, or I'll just call it the hat and the headband. So the headband is, we used the black and white stripes for the ears, and then on the other ear we used black velvet with red lace. Then I'm just going to show you guys how we do our no-sew ears just to give you a refresher. This is just footage from the old video, but you take your foam that you cut out the same size as your sewing line on your template, and the link is down below. You use a hot glue gun to glue around the edges. You go slowly around one way, and then you go back the other way just to smooth it all out. I like to use a high temp glue stick or glue gun so that it doesn't dry right away and it still stays nice and wet when you put it down, and it seeps into the fabric. And then you're going to take the outside and cut off the excess as precisely as you can. And then you're just going to want to make sure that you get it as close up as you can, and then you're going to cut off the bottom if you want. You don't have to. You can also fold that under and hot glue it, but I like to leave my foam exposed because when you hot glue on the foam, it melts the foam and then it makes it stick a little bit better. So you get one side done, and you're going to repeat that on the other side. Just keep in mind that this is the process that we're doing with black velvet for this pair of ears, and then also for the headband you'll do this once, and then you'll do it again with the lace on top of it if you're doing the double layered like we did. Then you're going to take some fluff and put some fluff in there. Some people don't want to fluff their ears and some people do, but it just depends on your preference. And then before we do put them on the hat, we are going to trim them. So we just used some leather and we trimmed the outside. The leather that I used is from Hobby Lobby, and it comes in a little bag, and it's really cool because it comes with like big pieces and little pieces, which is really cool because it looks really shabby when you use it on these. So then I'm just going to use an X-Acto knife to poke holes, making an X, and then I cut the tip of the leather into a point because it was kind of hard to get it through all of the pieces, but it wasn't too hard once you got the hang of it. It did take a little bit of time, but thankfully we had a bunch of people here who were making their own and they took the time. So then while someone is wearing the hat, I would prefer, or I would suggest, to put it on them and then put the ears on, so you make sure you get them in the right spot. We put one ear on the hat, and then we put our red velvet over it and used a rubber band to hold it onto one side, and then kind of fixed the velvet exactly how we wanted it, and then went in and tacked it down. We went in between all the little folds and put hot glue in there so the folds wouldn't come undone. Just be careful when you're using velvet because as soon as the hot glue touches it, it gets like super messy. And then we went and put the ear on the top of the velvet, and then we embellished it with all of our little doodads. I actually put an earring on this one too, but I don't think I filmed that part. And then we put our little chain. That chain's from Hobby Lobby, and it had a C on it for Caleb, and they have them in all the letters, so it'd be cool to personalize it if you're making it for someone or yourself. And then I got this cool blingy skull in the jewelry section too, which there's like 4 aisles of jewelry section at Hobby Lobby, but just look for it if you want it. And that's it. And then I just put it on the front, and then we cut the little strip that was hanging down into 2 littler strips because it was just really a lot of fabric, and you don't have to put that if you don't want. And then for the girls' ears, we just used the black and white fabric, and then this is how we put the earring in. We just made a hole with a pointy thing. I'm using my Cricut weeding tool, but you just got to find something pointy. And then this bow is just a bunch of little like raggedy four or five pieces of fabric. I don't know, there's like 2 or 3, and then you layer them on top of each other, and then you just bunch it together. And this is really cool because this is how she decided to do her bow, and I really liked it because I've never done a bow like this. And then you just kind of fray the edges so that it starts to look kind of tattered, because pirates are tattered and dirty and all that stuff. And then we just wrapped some leather around the middle, and then put our bow how we wanted it. You can see that she did the double layer red on one side, and then she stitched the leather around that one. She only stitched it on one of hers, and then we used this little skull that I believe I got at Hobby Lobby at 2. And then here's just a little bit more of us making the bow a little bit more ragged because we wanted it to be super cute. And then that is it. They look super cute when they're done, and if you guys make them, you have to show me on Instagram because I'm obsessed with these ears. Straight at me, and then go arg. Oh, I gotta get your shirt.